Okay, today is going to be a busy day. I have to water everything, mounts and pots. I woke up this morning at 4 and I woke up because I remembered I forgot my vandas yesterday, and I don't mean watering them, I mean getting them out of the water. So I jumped out of bed and my vandas were still soaking, so they have been soaking for, well, at least 8 hours. I hope it doesn't kill them. There, that's a better view. I'm also testing my new camera that's on the new phone, a Huawei P10 Lite, and I have no idea what that's going to do or how it works. At least I get to show you a little update. Let's see if I can get this in a better view. This is Jackie, and let's see if I can focus or if I can zoom. Hey, oh my god. I can zoom. And it's better than my old camera. Lots better. The first two flowers I had were red. At least these parts were red. The inner part has the right color. But Jackie decided to give me a off-white flower. And it's been there for 2 days. And it doesn't change color, so I think this is the end result. And it's, yeah, I'm beginning to like this one. It's a really strange orchid. Oh. My camera doesn't focus on infinity every time. So yeah, busy day. I'm going to prepare my water, and if anything interesting comes up, I'm going to film it. Okay, this is kind of interesting. You always hear that after every few feedings you do, you need to do a flush. And that means flushing the plant with clean water, so without food or any additives, because of salt buildup. And this is the magnesium, and this is what you get when the water dissolves or evaporates, and you're left with this. This is magnesium salt, or magnesium hydrochloride. It's hygroscopic, if I'm correct. So it means it attracts water from the air, so it always stays a little wet. But this is the reason why you should flush. This will build up in your media and on the roots with the added bonus of root burn. So flush, and I always feed light, so I flush once a month, I think. This is really sticky stuff. So flush again. Same goes for this stuff. It's basically all salts. This is a nice example of a root system that likes its mount and is attaching. You can see firmly attached in all the little holes. This is a Loricesii, and in theory I should be able to cut the fishing line and let it hang on its own. I'm not gonna do that because it will probably fall off, but in theory. And this one is a keiki from the Titan Black. It's Dendrobium phalaenopsis, and it's doing the same as the Loricesii, so this will have to come off. I have to get it off the old back bulb and give it its own little mount. And it can go on a tiny mount because this could be considered a seedling, so it's at least a few years off of anything close to blooming. So I'm gonna put it on a little piece of grapevine, and I'm gonna film that later on. Also gum, all new roots. The little Shrek, my Dolosa crossed with Intermedia, and this one stays small, no bigger than a few inches, with a colossal flower on it. And it still hasn't got any roots. Let me zoom out. There is a new growth, so fingers crossed. Hoping for blooms this autumn. Should be possible. Cattleya, nicely hydrating. This is to be done. Oh, hey, why won't you focus? Well, I'm gonna have to learn the tricks of the camera, so this is one big experiment. This is the Prominia Limelight, and I've lost a new growth, which was expected, and it's really light green, but there's the new one, and it seems to do okay. This is the Loricesii, and here's the new growth, aborted, and I'm not going to remove it because the plant is doing that itself. It will dry out and fall off. Same with this one, and this one is really a shame because it was starting to plump up nicely, but there are nubbins, and I hope I can get it a bit in focus. You see there that small green patch? There. That could be new roots. And over here we have a nubbin that's probably a new growth. The keiki is starting to open its leaves, so there's hope yet. I think it's hydrating. And in a little while, when I have new roots, I'm gonna take them off the old cane and have 2 or 3 new orchids. This one is presenting me with a bit of a problem. This is the amabile, and I wanted to turn it over and do some cleaning because the left part of the rhizome isn't doing anything. It's not giving any new roots, so I could cut it off, but it's firmly attached to the mount. It's digging into the wood. So if I remove this one, I'm gonna do damage, and that's the last I want because it's doing wonderful, absolutely stunning. Bulbs are plumping up. Good one. This is how they get watered. Nice dunk. There's the to-do list. Little doggy. Hey poodle. He's deaf, and I'm busy teaching him sign language, but he's also blind, so poodle, nice dogs. Here's another experiment. This is a nobile keiki, and I mounted it horizontal instead of vertical. It has roots on both sides, not the best ones, but it's producing a new growth, and that's gonna produce roots that burrow in the moss, so that should hydrate the rest. But it's looking really nice. Yeah, very pleased.